Welcome back. It's good to see you. This is week 2 of my Stardew Valley challenge run, where I try to get perfection as soon as the game lets me. As it is another fishing day, we got Quill here, who's going to help us catch some fish. As I wrap up my morning chores, I head into town with 2 goals in mind. First, I want a lot of money, so that I can buy the Vault bundles, which unlocks the bus, letting me get to Calico Desert in time for the Desert Festival. 2, it's a rainy day, and not only does this mean I can catch catfish, it also allows me to catch the legend, one of the legendary fish in the mountain lake. And if you see my cookout kit and my potato, you might have an idea in mind of how I'm going to get to fishing level 10 to catch the legend. An artifact, and that's actually really good right now, because we can start getting roe without needing fish ponds. Cool. Like I mentioned in the video for week 1, I am using Blade's map predictor to find me bubble spots throughout the day. So after a little bit of shopping, we move spots to find some bubbles for catfish. Okay, that one was just unfair. Oh well. In retribution for that catfish getting away, we do fish up the rest of its family, so it remains lonely for the rest of its fishy life. Also, once these bubble spots despawn, we do go shopping once again. I forgot to buy an oil, and I'm now getting a recipe from Gus that lets me cook hash browns. Down at the ocean, it's not herring or anchovies or seaweed that we're after, but 2 sardines that will complement our fried potatoes. And now we can use the cookout kit to make hash browns, and with hash browns we have Dish of the Sea, and with Dish of the Sea we can get a not natural more than 10 fishing level, and that will help us get the legend. It's not necessary to get the legend this soon in a Stardew run, but it's kind of like a secondary goal, and if we stick it in a fish pond, it'll give us some roe for money. Okay, trap bobber in, Dish of the Sea on, it's spring, it's raining, and our fishing skill is 10 or higher. So we're gonna hook the legend, and we're gonna catch it. Hey, past Patrick, that's a little too smug and overconfident for when you have to rely on random number generation for something like that. It might not go so well for you. Alright, so we didn't get the legend from those bubbles. I'm pretty sure it should have worked, but it didn't, so, oh well. Our fishing buff is running out, we're running out of time, and we're running out of tackle. Yeah, our fishing buff ran out, we're only fishing level 9. Or 8, even. Oh well. Well, here's how my second attempt went at catching the legend. I really need to get better at remembering when to film stuff. I got it! There it is! I got the legend! Just a little recap. I hooked it once, there was a treasure chest, and I think that distracted me and I lost it. I wasn't able to catch it with the treasure chest, but I did get the legend here. No chest, but yes, legend. We got it. Day 2 basically is the same as day 1. Nothing really different happened. So, we got it. Here's the legend. Let's keep going. Catching the legend on spring 8 of the first year is a feat in itself. This is the second rainy day of my entire farm, so this is the second soonest I could have caught this fish. You can catch it on spring 3, but it's very difficult. With the C plot out of the way, we can focus more on our A and B plots of the week, getting enough money for the bus and making progress in the mines. We're going to spend the majority of spring 9 in the mines. I don't have a set goal here, but getting more floors, gathering more materials, all of that will be pretty useful. Oh, and before I forget, oh yeah, forgot the whole point. There we go. Finally, a conclusion to our C plot. Now we can go on ahead and get to the mines. So we'll get our pickaxe from Clint, and on the way to the mines, we'll steal some forage from Linus, which might be a little bit unethical. And now we're in the mines with a roughly 18-second mining montage here. I'm also focusing on killing monsters on the way down. I want to kill bats for bat wings. Those will be pretty useful for the community center and lightning rods later on. And I am killing dust sprites in hopes for a coffee bean, but I don't get one. Nice. I was waiting for a better weapon. I'm deciding to stop here at 450. I did want to go a little bit deeper, but I also do want to talk to Lewis to turn in the Frost Jellies quest. Hello, Lewis. I killed some slimes for you. And thanks for having this whole prize ticket system. I got, nice, some carrots. The rest of Spring 9 consists of telling Linus that we also don't want food to go to waste, planting those carrot seeds that we got. Carrots are a really good source of energy early on in the game, and completing some miscellaneous chores around the farm. And for some reason, when I was recording the stuff for tomorrow, I was really talkative, so you're not going to hear much voiceover. It's a pretty busy errand type day, where we complete 2 quests, we celebrate a birthday, we take care of the farm like normal, and end the day in the mines. Let's get into day 10. One thing that we actually missed is to get our first recipe from the Queen of Sauce. So the first thing that we should do today is watch TV. Perhaps, interestingly, I'm choosing to leave my farm alone and I'm not watering stuff just yet. It's a little bit of a risk because I may forget, but I have a route in mind that I planned out and I really want to get to the beach earlier or sooner. There are some bubbles there that I want to get for the anchovy quest. Given that we're fishing up a specific kind of fish, I am taking that bait maker with me. Nice, got our first anchovy, so let's pop it in the bait maker and start targeting those fish. That's actually really funny that there's anchovy bait already here. Well, I wouldn't have been able to get in here, so I guess it doesn't matter. Today is Vincent's birthday, and I think I'm going to catch him, there he is, walking to the library for tutoring. Sometimes I give him a snail if I go and get some crab pots early, but I just didn't do that this run. Nice. I actually wanted to get specifically a sunfish, just to prep it for the community center, and this gold ore is really lucky. This will guarantee that we get a gold bar for the community center. We also have a parsnip quest, just to deliver one to Lewis. Oh, the anchovy quest was Willy. I thought it was Demetrius, okay. Wasting some time, but oh well. Let's go back down and talk to Willy. Kinda cool that we got a prize ticket out of that. We got a peach sapling, which is kinda nice right now, because we'll plant it and it'll be ready by summer 10. And now it's time to tend to our farm. So I'll get the plants out of the ground, should have picked up my scythe, make sure to water the plants, water the cat. Looking at my checklist, we did the anchovy quest, we talked to Willy, we bought the spinner, we talked to Vincent for his birthday, we got the sunfish for the community center in the future, we got the Lewis quest, we talked to Lewis, we tended to our plants, I made some mayo machines, and my next 2 things that I wanted to do were to just get more largemouth bass for money, and then end the day in the mines. Looks like we only have like 4 or so hours of good fishing, just because the largemouth bass despawns at 7. Nice, that was actually really lucky. I got one on my first catch. So let's toss one in the bait maker. Wow, lucky, got another one without the targeted bait. Largemouth bass aren't as valuable as catfish in terms of gold, but they're generally more valuable in terms of experience, only because I can get perfect catches on them a bit more easily than on catfish. All these perfects are like really adding up, not only for fishing experience, but the difference between a gold largemouth bass and an iridium largemouth bass is 75 gold. So the difference right here is going to be 225 already. Also, while I'm talking, I don't like to use up my spinners, my tackle even, just because eventually we'll be able to deconstruct them, so I always leave them almost broken, and I replace them, unless I forget. See, like I missed that one right there, and so in my head I'm thinking, dang, that's 75 less gold. Oh well. Good timing on using the last piece of bait, because now it's 7, and largemouth bass won't spawn anymore. So I'm going to drop off a whole bunch of stuff into this chest and head into the mines for the rest of the day. Unlike Spring 9, I actually have set goals today. I want to get a solar essence by killing a ghost, which I get immediately, and I also want to get a frozen tear, and both of those items are for the community center, so it's pretty lucky that I get to pick up both on floor 51 and then 52. Oh nice, and we got a winter root, which I guess isn't really useful yet. Oh, and another frozen tear, so I got a little bit lucky there. Speaking of unlucky, that last floor took a while, and this is also another big floor, so I really want to get to floor 55 before soon, please. Oh, okay, so one of these little dust mites already just found one for me, which I guess is quite lucky. And ideally I make it home, 50 minutes. I think I can make it. I would also really like to get these carrot seeds in the ground. And if you noticed earlier, which you probably didn't because it was fast forwarded, I did water exactly 3 spots. So getting these into the ground and then going to bed would be clutch. Nice, I did it, cool. And in bed, perfect, good day. I was just doing a test run for tomorrow, Spring 11, and then this happened. So I like to plan out my routes for the day. I'm at my first bubble spot for Spring 11. I get a treasure chest and I'm like, okay, I've got many treasure chests in this run so far. What could possibly be in it? I think today's the day. Let's do this. The Ancient Seed is a pretty rare find, so I'm quite pleased seeing it this early in the run. Though I did goof off earlier in this Stardew day, which past Patrick will remember in a little bit. Nice, this is a pretty good green onion roll. Kind of makes up for day 1. Like previous catfishing days, I'm just running around town chasing down bubble spots and carrying the bait maker with me so I can keep targeting catfish. Whoa, okay, some iridium ore, our first mystery box. My inventory's getting a bit full. Cool, okay. Remember how when I caught the legend I had to do on day 2? I missed the Jewels of the Sea book because I had to restart the day. We got it back. Nice. This is the day. We got the book, we got the Ancient Seed. Perfect. We just have about 1 in-game hour at this point before we get 2 back-to-back bubble spots in the Cindersap Forest. And I think just for inventory management, I am going to let the stressed spinner run out. It's worth a cloth in like 2 months, and I think the extra inventory spot's gonna be more worth it. Something I just realized, so I'm doing this save again because I got lucky and I got an Ancient Seed here. Now I also got that book, so like I'm really saving this one. I ate my legend row at the beginning of the day. Just jokingly, again, I wasn't planning to play this day. That's 2,000 gold that I ate for no reason. And I'm just remembering that I did that. I can't believe that past Patrick would do that. Like, what was he thinking? This run is challenging, this run is serious, and you're out here eating legend row? You just wasted 2,500 gold. What if that doesn't let you get to the desert? Huh? What then? Do better. Be better. Maybe you notice that I'm taking off my tackle when I'm fishing in bubble spots. And, ooh, treasure chest. And, oh wait, I want to catch this fish. And the reason why I'm taking off the tackle is just because the tackle has a flat buff on fishing speed, whereas the bubbles has a percentage buff. And I'm pretty sure the spinner, the flat amount, is applied before the percentage. So the bite rate with bubbles is 4 times quicker, but that does mean that the spinner itself is 4 times less effective when I'm equipping it in bubbles. Now that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm back on your side, Past Patrick. This is the kind of ridiculous, min-maxing, overanalyzing type of stuff that you'll need to do to get this challenge done. Now, finish the day strong. Don't miss any Okay, I'll pretend I didn't see that one right there. Don't miss any other catfish. And wait, are you serious? Was that another one? Oh my goodness, you're not taking this seriously, are you? You know what, Past Patrick? I was actually being a bit too harsh. I hope you have good luck with catfish and good luck with treasure chest loot. I'll stop being so overbearing. New ring. That's nice. Well, I did want at least one shad today for community center preparation, so I guess we'll have 2. Just reiterating that I did have a roe here, and I ate it. 2,000 gold. Oh well, I think the ancient seed now is just better. I think I'll be fine without the 2,000 gold. I'm just a little bitter. Oh, I just realized the trident is actually a weapon? Nice. I might keep both, actually. For the remainder of this rainy day, we'll be organizing our storage, completing some last-minute chores on the farm, selling off some of our goods into the shipping bin, and keeping our catfish instead of selling it. I'm waiting to hit fishing level 10 to get the angler profession, so that fish are now worth 50% more instead of the 25% more that we get at level 5 fishing. Spring 12 is a sunny day, so we don't need to worry about catfish today. Instead, we'll visit the traveling cart to pick up some items for some bundles, we'll do some geode hunting in the mines, and finally try to reach fishing level 10. We're getting a very important tiger trout today. This will finish our river fish bundle 2 seasons early, and a periwinkle just for kicks for the crab pot bundle. Completing this bundle is important for the bait, also because it unlocks more bundles. And here we can finish off the boiler room incredibly fast. There are our bars, here are our monster parts, and here are our gemstones. And with that, we just completed our first community center room. The reward for completing the boiler room, in addition to the small rewards for each bundle, are the mine carts, so we can move around Stardew Valley a little bit more quickly. Now, this is somewhat of an exploit. I haven't done this one before, but I have a reason for doing this run. Geodes are predetermined on what tiles they spawn on, and I was goofing off at the beginning of the day just to see if I had a favorable geode spot, and I do, right here. This stone is always going to drop me a geode as long as the stone is on that tile. So I'm just repeating floor 5 over and over again until I see a rock on that tile. I kind of considered taking out this gameplay. I'm putting that in quotes because there's not really much going on here, but I am trying to keep as much gameplay as possible in these videos, so here you go. Cool, and this is going to be my last geode. That was quite annoying to just pause buffer and come in and out of this floor, but I want these geodes for a reason later. And that only took 40 in-game minutes, so it's pretty efficient. Clint's going to help us open all those geodes that we found, and his shop is open until 4 p.m., so we do have some time to spend in the mountain lake fishing in these bubbles. Nothing really important comes up here except the fact that we're getting a lot of perfect catches, which will shoot us really, really close to fishing level 10. As these bubbles subside, we'll head into town and talk to Clint. You'll also see me do a little bit of an inventory trick here, filling it with geodes and dumping my other goods on Clint's floor. This is a little bit of a workaround to get around the limited inventory before we get the second pack upgrade. Well, I just spent a little bit of time on Mousie's predictor here, and the whole point of farming for those geodes was to get this prismatic shard right here. My goal is to get to the desert tomorrow so I can get the Galaxy Sword before the Desert Festival. We'll see if that actually happens. Gunther could have had all that, but I need the money. And here we go. I think. Wait, was that copper ore right before? Yeah, copper ore. Okay, prismatic shard next. Just making sure. There it is. That will hopefully get us the Galaxy Sword tomorrow. And the important thing to remember right now is don't donate the prismatic shard. I am going to donate the ancient seed so I can grow it tonight. And these ones just kind of came along, and I'm not donating this. I don't really have much else to do today, so I figured I'd just fish in the mountain lake and get more fishing experience and money. Cool, so this is our first bit of row from reading the book from yesterday. But I just realized something, that if I hit fishing level 10 tonight, I'm only going to get the fishing price increase tomorrow, and tomorrow is the Egg Festival. And I won't be able to sell off my fish to Willy or anything. So I think my hopes of getting to the desert on the 14th are dashed, but hey, at least we got the prismatic shard, and we'll get to the Desert Festival and just get the Galaxy Sword after it. After struggling a little bit with inventory management, we're on our way back to the farm. There really isn't a good point to fish in the lake after 7 p.m. because we don't get those largemouth bass anymore. This time I'm actually selling my legend row, so this is $5,000 in the bank. Just like earlier in the day, I don't have a good idea of what to do here, so I'm just fishing in the town river to get more perfect catches and try to get to fishing level 10. Also, I am going to fish up and drink a Joja cola. I don't think this is conflicting with my no Joja rule, because I'm not actually giving money to Joja here. I'm just reducing the litter in town and also taking advantage of the trash that I find in the river. So I'm not giving Joja any money, so I'm not breaking any rules. Also, the Junimos are so cute. I'm really thankful that they're repairing the minecarts for us. Spring 13 is the Egg Festival, and in preparation for the festival, I actually made a little bit of a mistake. I spent too much time doing other tasks, and I didn't actually make it to the festival on my first try. And while we're down here, might as well forage a little bit. Shouldn't hurt as long as we get into town on time. I am kind of cutting it a little bit close here. Oh yeah, I don't know about this. If it hits 2 o'clock before I get to the loading screen, it's not going to work. Yep, I just missed the Egg Festival. Okay, let's try this day again. And that failure aside, I do want to talk a little bit about attending or not attending the festival from a min-maxing perspective. It's actually not optimal to go. The time is better spent either fishing for fishing level 10, or being in the mines for materials, and in fact you lose time going to the festival. The festival starts at latest 2 p.m., and once you're done at the festival, it spits you back out home at 10 p.m. So that's 8 lost hours that you could have had doing something else. Fortunately, though, there is still time to do tasks before festivals as long as you're done by 1:50, not 2 p.m. So we do hit fishing level 10. This will make our fish even more valuable, and we can sell those to Willy tomorrow. Not taking any chances, I attend the festival at 1:30 instead of 1:50. There are some advantages to attending, like for example, you can buy strawberry seeds here, and if you plant them with speed grow, you get 3 harvests of strawberries instead of the usual 2. Furthermore, most every villager is clumped into one spot, and the clock doesn't run, so we can take the time to talk to everybody in town, and it boosts our friendship with people just a little bit more. Lastly, we're not going to celebrate the Egg Festival next year because this run is going to end on Spring 4 Year 2. And we can't let Abigail win the Egg Festival, of course, so we do have to attend this time to make sure she loses. After absolutely crushing at the egg hunt, we get to flaunt our victory by equipping the straw hat and keeping it on until we find a better one. And we have a few more tasks to finish before it's bedtime, so we'll head over to the community center and finish a lot more bundles. Importantly, we're finishing the spring crops bundle, which gives us some speed grow, which, as I mentioned earlier, we'll use on the strawberries to get 3 harvests out of them. I am also planting 19 strawberries instead of 20, because I am going to use one of those speed grows on the ancient sea that we have. Lastly, we do get the angler profession, which we'll use to bankrupt Willie tomorrow. On the last day of week 2, the clouds rolled in, the rains blessed Stardew Valley once more, and for us, this means catfish are biting once again. We'll grab all of our fish and maybe leave one of each actually at home and catch some more catfish before we eventually dump all of these fish on Willie's counter. Wow, that's a second diamond today, and we got some catfish roe out of this. That was a good chest. Moving over to Leah's cabin, we have bubbles for, amazingly, 5 hours in this spot. Normally bubbles last around 3 hours, so this is nearly twice as long as they normally last, which is incredibly convenient because it's a catfish day and we don't need to move. We can just sit here the whole time and catch some more catfish. During this fishing montage, I suppose I'll share specifically why we're catching all of these catfish. Of course, it's for money, and this money's going to go to 2 main things. First, we're going to purchase all the bundles in the vault room in the community center. This costs a total of 42,500 gold, a really large investment this early in the game. Happy birthday, Haley. Have a flower. Okay, back to money talk. It's important to complete the vault bundles because it unlocks the bus, which will take us to Calico Desert, and we'll be able to attend the Desert Festival starting tomorrow. Oh, let's actually take a moment and watch how much money we make from our catfish. Just by selling this one stack, and I guess also including the money that we already had, we can now afford all the vault bundles. Great! And then, additionally, by selling off the rest of our fish, we can now afford our second purchase, which is the second pack upgrade. Getting to the Desert Festival with our second pack upgrade is almost essential for the success of this challenge run. There are just so many valuable items that we could get from the Desert Festival that we kinda need to go. Also, we're gonna finish this challenge run on Spring 4 Year 2, so, like the Egg Festival, we're not gonna be able to go unless we go this year instead of next year. Having just dropped 52,500 gold on these 2 purchases, our wallet is a little bit hurting. I mean, sure we have 10 grand left over, but more catfish won't hurt. Also, maybe a little bit weirdly, I am fishing for eels right now, and the reason being is that we only have 2 more rainy days in this spring season. It's going to be tomorrow, and 2 days after that tomorrow, and both of those days are Desert Festival days. So I'm not going to have the chance to catch eels, which only show up on rainy days, for the rest of the season. Finally, we just have a few evening chores. I'm going to place down the crystallarium that we got from one of the vault bundles and place a diamond inside. I'm also selling off a few goods into the shipping bin, and finally preparing my inventory for a descent into the Skull Caverns. But that will have to wait for next week. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.